Welcome to the She Believes She Could podcast. I'm your host, Allison Walsh. This show is dedicated to helping you show up, shine bright, and achieve abundant success. Each episode is packed with advice and actionable resources to elevate your mindset, confidence, business, and brand, all while focusing on your happiness, well-being, and success. I am so excited that you're here. I can't wait to get started, so let's get to work. Hello, and welcome back to the She Believes She Could podcast. I'm your host, Allison Walsh, and today's episode is so incredibly special to me because this week marks 1 full year since I took the leap into full-time entrepreneurship. And if I'm being honest, I feel all the feels. Grateful, reflective, energized, and if I'm being really real with you, so proud of myself. Because this year stretched me, challenged me, and it forced me to grow in ways that I never could have predicted. So today, I want to share with you 10 lessons that I've learned in my first 365 days of running my business full-time. If you're thinking about taking the leap, already in it, or maybe even looking for that sign to trust your gut, I hope that today's episode reminds you that yes, it's possible. And yes, you can do this too. So let's dive into the real talk, the raw moments, and the wisdom I wish I would have had before I started. So first up is lesson 1. You're never going to feel 100% ready. I get asked all of the time, how did you know it was the right time? And the truth is, I didn't, not fully. I had some savings, I had a strategy, I had a support system, but I also had a whole lot of fear. What if it didn't work? What if I let people down? What if I failed? But what scared me more than anything else was the idea of not trying, of waking up years from now, wondering what could have been if I would have trusted myself just a little bit more. You're never going to feel 100% ready. The stars don't fully align. The fear doesn't magically disappear. But courage isn't about waiting for the fear to go away. It's about moving forward anyways. Lesson 2 is hire support sooner than you think. I thought I had to prove to myself that I could do it all before asking for help. I told myself I'd hire support once I got to a certain level. But doing it all isn't a badge of honor. It is a recipe for burnout. And I've already done this. I'm way too familiar with that. So the second I brought on help, things changed completely. I hired virtual assistants. I outsourced different functions within the business. I leaned on other professionals to do what they do best so I could stay in my lane and focus on the work that only I could do. And most importantly, what I love doing. Hiring support isn't about just delegation. It's about amplification. Your time is your most valuable currency, and I need you to protect it like the precious resource that it is. Lesson 3 is fail fast and learn faster. Let's talk about failure. This year, I had some incredible wins. I also had a few spectacular and expensive flops. Launches that didn't land, strategies that fizzled, pitches that got zero response. But you know what? That's part of it. Entrepreneurship can oftentimes feel like one big experiment. The key is to try quickly, test intentionally, and if it's not working, let it go. This is where I'm super grateful for prior rejections and redirections because I'm able to move on faster. Of course, I was disappointed when some things didn't work out with certain products and projects, but I was wise enough to cut bait, evaluate why it didn't work, and move on. So don't drag dead weight out of guilt. It is not worth it. Don't keep going with something just because you spent time on it. Be willing to fail fast so that you can move forward even faster because every no brings you closer to your next yes. Lesson 4 is your network is your net worth. This one hit me so hard this year. Some of my biggest growth opportunities didn't come from marketing funnels or launches. They came from conversations, relationships that I had nurtured for years, people who saw what I was building and believed in it. Word of mouth, direct referrals, and aligned partnerships made a difference. So remember, your community matters. Pour into it. Give without expectation. Stay connected even when you're busy, because when you show up consistently and authentically, the right people will show up for you too. Lesson 5, boundaries are non-negotiable. One of the most important shifts that I had to make was redefining my boundaries. When you're your own boss, the work never really stops unless you make it stop. It's really easy to blur the lines between work and life, but this year I learned to be protective of my energy. This looked like fiercely protecting the precious hours that I have with my kids, which was one of the main reasons that I made the leap into entrepreneurship to begin with. Turning off notifications, creating time blocks, saying no without apology, and giving myself permission to rest. You can't build something beautiful if you're burned out. Boundaries are the limitations that protect you. and they're what allow you to show up fully where and when it matters most. Lesson 6 is don't just build a business, build a brand. If you want to build something that lasts, you have to think beyond the product, program, or service. You have to build a brand because no matter what you're doing, your brand is a huge part of why people will work with you. A brand is so much more than colors, logos, or fonts. It's your voice, your values, your story. It's how people feel when they interact with you. It's what you stand for. Ultimately, it's your reputation. When you build a powerful brand, you create trust, and that trust is the currency of every single business. So this year, I really invested even more time, energy, and intention into my brand, and I can tell you it's one of the smartest things that I've ever done. While I do it for everybody else, all of my clients, I had to spend time on me. I've had continued growth opportunities as a result of this, and I'm so excited and grateful. And if you're struggling to do this, I want you to think of it like this. You are meant to serve and impact others. If you're not showing up and shining brightly, how are you going to be able to connect with or impact the people that need your beautiful gifts and talents in their lives? And while it's called a personal brand, it's really not about you. It's about the people that you're meant to serve. Lesson 7 is that success will look different than you think. This might be the most personal one for me. When I first jumped into entrepreneurship, I had these very polished goals, shocking, I'm sure, revenue targets, new leads, client waitlist, keynote invites, etc. And yes, some of those things happened, but they weren't what made me feel successful. Do you know what did? Being able to take my daughters to dance every day. Being able to travel when we needed to without asking for permission, being fully present at home, not half listening while checking emails, showing up for my family in ways that I could never have done before. This year gave me freedom, flexibility, and presence. And that is my definition of success. So yes, celebrate the milestones, but don't forget to create a life that feels like yours. Lesson 8 is celebrate the small wins. It's so easy to get caught up in what's next, the next goal, the next quarter, the next launch. But one thing that I made sure to do this year was celebrate the small wins. The DM from someone saying my podcast changed their day. The client who finally saw their worth and crushed their goals. The moment when I finished a project I'd been procrastinating on. Those are the moments that build momentum. And when you acknowledge your progress, you're actually building your own confidence. And confidence builds everything else. It's a snowball effect. So celebrate often. You don't need a reason to be proud. You just need a moment to pause and notice. Lesson 9 is stay anchored in your why. When you hit a rough patch, and trust me, you will, it's tempting to question everything. That's when your why has to be louder than your fear. Why did you start? Who are you helping? What legacy are you building? Your why is your anchor. It will keep you grounded through uncertainty and motivated through the mess. Keep it in front of you. Write it on your mirror if you have to. Say it out loud. Let it be the reason you don't quit. Lesson 10, you are capable of so much more than you know. This year cracked me open in the best way possible. I faced imposter syndrome. I battled uncertainty. I felt like I was flying blind at times. But I kept going. I kept trusting. And I kept proving to myself that I am so much more capable than I ever realized. And you are too. If there's a whisper in your heart saying that you're meant for more, listen to it. If something in you feels out of alignment, honor that. You are not stuck. You are not too late. You are 1000% ready. You just have to believe it. So my friend, that's it for today. 1 year in, 10 lessons learned, and a reminder that if I can do it, so can you. And even if entrepreneurship isn't what you're striving for, these lessons are transferable to your life and to your career too. So let this be your unapologetic season where you chase after everything that you want. It's all within reach, and it can be yours if you're willing to carve out the time to make it happen. It doesn't have to be a lot, but it does need to be intentional and consistent. So thank you for being here. Thank you for believing with me. And thank you for letting me share this moment with you. If this episode resonated, I'd love to hear from you. Screenshot it and share it on Instagram, tag me at Allison Walsh, and let me know which lesson landed the hardest for you. And as always, I believe in you 1000%, and my goal is that you do too. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep building, and never stop believing in what's possible for you.